Why was Tai Au disqualified from the Bassmaster EQ Series on Lake Okeechobee? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new, my name is Steve Chapman. Tai Au, and I really apologize if I'm butchering his name. I apologize. This young man's dream is to fish, or was his dream to fish, in the Bassmaster Elite Series. He was doing very well going into this third event of the EQs. The EQs is the opens. You go through the opens, the top 50 in each division go into the EQs, and then the top 10 after the three events that are in top 10 in Angler of the Year points get their invitation to the Bassmaster Elite Series. This is a huge deal. Take nothing away from any of it. But this young man was disqualified before the tournament even started. Now, if you missed his Facebook video, I will put a link in the description below. I tried to grab it, but it is private, and I was going to go through it word for word, but I'm going to try to just talk about it briefly, and then let's have an open conversation about this rule, this no information rule that got him disqualified. Now, he was very upset because he was disqualified, and it was his dream to become an elite angler. Now, he drove from Arizona to Lake Okeechobee. I'm not sure how long that takes, but I imagine it's probably 20 plus hours of travel time to get here and to get home. So that's several days. Now, he said that he and his buddy Josh, who's kind of like his fishing partner, and they room together and talk, he stopped at his buddy Josh's house and did some things for Josh's mom and other stuff. And at one point in time, they mentioned how they can't talk to each other about Lake Okeechobee. But his buddy mentioned, make sure that you watch the Elite Series that happened this year where Brandon Palaniuk won on Lake Okeechobee. Something that is a public video, something that everybody should do. To be honest, it's doing research or doing your homework before the tournament. I'm sure most anglers will go and watch previous videos, watch fishing reports, do their due diligence of trying to figure out or get as much information on the body of water in case they've never been there, or just to do more homework. I think most anglers do this. So this public video really is not someone giving him or breaking the no information rule. But again, I think it's called doing research as an angler. Now, he was selected before the tournament happened. He drove here, had some problems with did some practice, had some problems with his boat, and after his boat was fixed, was asked to take a polygraph before the event, which is the weird thing. I did not know they did this before events. And in this case, I'm not sure how an angler is selected either, because you don't really have your boat number, you don't know where you place, and you're being selected. So I don't know how that works, to be honest. It's a shame I don't, but I don't. And he mentions that in the back of his head, because he's remembering his buddies telling him to go watch this public video, that, and I quote, would this be a competitive advantage if someone told you to watch an elite video? Now, he believes this threw the test off, and he failed it. They asked him several different times this question, and each time he got more nervous and more nervous, and the he said, she said that's going in his head, or really the he said it's going in his head, is now probably triggering that response on that polygraph. He failed that polygraph. It was inconclusive, and he was disqualified from the tournament. And I think we're all in agreement that the no information rule is the hardest to enforce, but it's the one that gets probably broken the most overall. And when I say that I got 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 8 elite anglers that emailed me or texted me asking if I saw this exact video, that would be an understatement. Now, they all agreed, and I agree, that this young man probably is innocent. However, all these guys sign up for this exact scrutiny. The anglers wanted this rule enforced more, and you can't enforce it one way with one person and another way with another. Now, should he have been able to continue to fish when the process of appealing it is happening, yes, that's probably the first thing that should have happened. But he was disqualified and went home. He's very upset. He's discouraged. He's disappointed. And quite honestly, he's probably a little pissed off. It was his dream to fish the elites. It's no longer. He's not going to fish any more bass events. And this is a type of angler that should be welcomed into this fraternity of opens, EQs, and the elites. But this is something anglers signed up for. This is not going to be what everyone wants to hear. And I apologize, but don't apologize. We want the rules enforced as strict as possible, but there should be some minor issues on how the question is asked or how it is perceived, and then make sure that it's the truth. Now, maybe something else happened. I don't think it did. That's the truth. I think the rule is there so that people that have an unbelievable amount of money can't go out and try to hire guides to find their spots. I think it's needed in the rules, but at what point? We talk about maybe it needs to be 30 days, but if he was on his way to Florida, he was in the 7-day window. And while it really stinks for this young man, and I feel for him, and I think something should be done, something needs to happen to clarify it. It is a rule that they all signed up for. And while it stinks, it's the rule. And I think that he deserves an opportunity to clear his name, to clear his reputation. Because when things like this are talked about or said, these things linger for a very long time. And that's not right for someone who probably didn't break the rule. And this is unfair to this young man. And I say young man because I know he's younger than me. That isn't a slight against this young man. But the rule needs to be changed. But also we need to realize that the anglers really wanted this rule enforced. They voted on it. That's the God's honest truth. The rule's in place for a specific reason. Maybe in the past it was a lot different. And these days with all social media and videos and everything else that goes on, a lot of this stuff is more public than we've ever seen. And I do think he should have been given the opportunity to go out there and fish and appeal the decision, and in the process, make sure he had the opportunity to qualify. Because when you miss one tournament in the EQs, in those 3, you cannot make the top 10. And he had a great chance of accomplishing a lifetime childhood dream of making the Elite Series. And it stinks. But I don't know how to fix it. I mean, we can take away the rule and just say you're allowed to get information at all costs. Buying it, bartering it, talking to everybody. Is that the way of getting around this? And if it is, there's still people that will get a better competitive advantage with that no rule than others. And then we're back to, should we have it or should we not have the rule in place? And we need to remember, it's really hard to do what Bass and Major League Fishing and other organizations are doing. It's hard to make everyone happy, and you won't. And no offense to a lot of anglers, they complain about everything. I'm not joking. It's not one thing, it's another thing. There's very few honest, loyal, truly good anglers. Maybe there's about 20% that are really not good. And that's not talking about how they fish. It's talking about how they are out on and off the water. And when you bring money into something like this, it brings a higher stakes, more competitiveness. But what can we do to make sure that these kinds of things don't hurt some of the great anglers that are out there? That's my question to you. So comment below and tell me what you think. I did reach out to this young man several times. He is swamped with calls and texts and voicemail and direct messages. I really wanted to talk to him directly. I couldn't get a hold of him. It's just how it is. So that's why I've waited a few days before putting this out, because I really did want to talk to him directly. Because I had some specific questions that I thought might help or might make it better. Might make this video better. But anyways, comment below what you think. Did you watch it? Did you see it? Do you think it's unfair? Drop a comment, and thank you. Thanks to all new subscribers and members and everyone who's interactive on the channel. I really do appreciate it. If you are on your phone and you have that hype button, please hit that hype button. Help support and boost this channel. I have big goals, and you guys are part of the big goals. I need your help, and I really do appreciate it. But again, click that like, subscribe, and that notification bell so you know when the next video drops. Remember, take your kid fishing, tight lines, cheers, and get your fish on.